is there a rematch clause? You go over there and do a number on him. Does he have a rematch clause?
There's no rematch clause for him. No.
So he's going to have to come to Billy Joe Saunders and say, I'll fight you at Hatfield, I'll fight you at Stevenage.
He's got to come and fight me on the Gypsy Camp.
That sounds a cool.
Those are the words of Billy Joe Saunders saying something very powerful that I did not know. Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders, they have no rematch clause for this particular fight. What that means is the winner takes all, literally. Okay, so whoever wins, they don't have to see each other again. Unless if the loser is Canelo. Canelo and DAZN will offer Billy Joe so much money that they will have a second fight. And the main thing that sticks out at me is, what if there's a draw? What if there's a draw between Billy Joe and Canelo and no one ends up anywhere? So by default, it will be another Golovkin situation, which I think will absolutely be great, because then Canelo will be that guy, because if it is a draw, that means Billy Joe has done way more than enough to win, but they can't, because of the politics that will not allow Canelo to take an L, you see, bars. So what'll happen is the same thing will happen with Golovkin and Canelo 1. They don't necessarily want to take the fighter's championship strap because the fighter won, but they can't, by the rules that be and the laws that be, through politics, you see, take a L or another L away from Canelo unless it's Floyd Money Mayweather. And even in that particular situation, Floyd had a weird scorecard from CJ Ross. That's why she is no longer able to judge again in the history of the sport. Facts, okay? So I think it's one of these situations where it could backfire. See, this type of fight is rather janky. Because, see, let's see. And what I see, though, realistically, okay? I see Billy Joe putting on a hell of a performance. I see him beating Canelo. Then Canelo will be more aggressive. Then he'll start working the body. Okay, this is what I see right now off the top of my dome. Then the body punches, of course, all body punches are power punches. And then, oh, well, Canelo had the edge in power punches. Then the jabs and the right hands and the headshots will be all Billy Joe mostly, right? So the face will belong to Billy Joe, and the body will belong to Canelo, and the body punches will be enough for Canelo to win. And guess what? Since it will be a hard, drug-out fight, there won't be a rematch, just like Canelo Lara. Okay, so looking at this is very, very aggressive. Okay, it's a chancy type situation because Canelo normally has a rematch clause. That's the weird thing. You know, but not to worry. Why? Because the two fights he has, you're Durham and Billy Joe, okay? If Billy Joe gives him that type of resistance, the type of Triple G1 fight resistance, that means that fight will be by demand. He has to fight him. And even, see, here's the thing. A guy like Canelo, if he beats Billy Joe Saunders, he doesn't have to fight him again. But if he loses to Billy Joe Saunders, knowing Billy Joe who he is, he might not give Canelo. I don't give a shit if they offer him $10 million. He might say, fuck off, mate. I got your belt, and I'm never fucking fighting you again. And I'm not going to fucking Vegas either. Right? That may happen. But then it cuts both ways in this situation. With these two guys, you don't know what the hell you're going to get. Billy Joe is a guy, is a southpaw, you know, and we're going to see, again, if Canelo has improved with guys that can move like that. Will Billy Joe take more chances? And if he does, what will he be up against? Can Canelo hurt Billy Joe? Can Billy Joe hurt Canelo? This fight is going to be one hell of a fight. And at this point, you have to see it for what it is, because if there's no rematch clause, these guys are going to, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, just like Lara and Canelo. Okay. Unless, look, again, I think this is one of those fights that you must see because it will never happen again. Regardless of what happens in this fight, somebody might slip, fall out the ring. It's going to happen. Something's going to happen regardless of that. This fight will never happen again. So don't call for rematch. Don't call for this. Don't call for that. This is what we have. So be thankful that we have it. Because how many times did this fight damn near surfaced, but never stuck his head out? Several times. Okay, now it's finally here. So let's see if Canelo looks big, strong. You know, he looks good at 168. He doesn't look all that fast, though, but I think he's fast enough with his reflexes to really do damage. But Billy Joe is a taller guy, leaner guy. You know, I think if he puts together the combinations, you know, and pushes Canelo back and boxes him and moves him and don't give Canelo those spots, this will be a very interesting fight. A very interesting fight. But again, since it's no rematch, regardless of how this fucking fight ends, we may run into a problem because regardless of what people demand, again, we have to look at the Lara fight. How many people seen that and look, this shit's trash. Canelo is no way he won fucking 9 rounds to 3. 117, 111. You heard Teddy Atlas, right? That shit was crazy because it was 1-1. Then that one scorecard was just off the rocker for Canelo. Like, damn, what'd you buy him? A fucking house? Right? So, it's crazy. Okay, so this is what we have. You guys tell me what you think about no rematch clause between the two champions, Billy Joe Saunders, which is the WBO, and the WBC champion is Canelo Alvarez. Please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunching. Peace.